Peace. Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to provide three ayats or three proofs to prove that the Quran or the reading is the only, well, it's in the book now, is the only book or source of guidance, scripture, that we should uphold and nothing else. You know? Start right now. 544. The Torah, we equipped in it guidance and light. The prophets who submitted judge with it for those who are Jews, and the men of God, and the scholars concerning what they were entrusted of God's law, and they have been witness to it, and so forth. The ayat continue. I'm gonna stop right there. The prophets, the men of God, and the scholars all judged the Jews with the Torah. There was no Talmud. There was no tons and tons of books by the scholars or the rabbis. There wasn't no tafsir of the Torah. No books of tafsir. There was no hadith of those prophets that they had to follow. So that's one. 547. And let the dedicators of the Gospels, or Ahl al-Injil, judge with what God equipped in it. And whoever don't judge with what God equipped, these are the rebellious ones. Now, I use the word equip for sent down, nazala, because if you think about it, iron is a natural metal on the earth. And God says in 57:25, we sent down iron, and it is mighty power and benefit for the people, right? So if we use the word equip, it sounds better. And iron, we equipped, and it mighty power and benefit for the people. That's the reason why I use the word equip. Vanazala, sit down. The prophets was equipped with the law. You know what I mean? In judgment and prophethood. Okay, so in 547, God is saying to those who uphold the Gospels, let them judge by it. Why? Because the Christian and Jews was coming to the prophet for judgment. So God tells them, don't, if you're going to judge them by what God had equipped him with, and don't follow their desires. Which is all in these ayats. You know what I mean? I didn't put them in here, but it is there. You read it for yourself. So, the people, the dedicators of the Gospels, the people of the Gospel should judge by what God has equipped in it. Right? He didn't say nothing about the Gospels of Luke, Paul, John, Matthew, this one or that one or this one or that one. No. It's just the Gospel itself. Right? I don't know if the Bible was how it is now during the Prophet Muhammad's time period. Was it different? I don't really know. But I know that they're told to judge by it. And then God says, whoever don't judge by what God has sit down or equipped, these are the rebellious ones. Right? 548. And to you we equip the law and truth, confirming what is within its scope from the law, and as a overseer over it. So judge between them with what God equipped, and so forth, right? So, what did God equip or send down to the Prophet Muhammad? It was the Quran, the reading. There was no tafsir. There was no hadith. There was no sunnah. There was no sirah. Because this is how we are judging everything now. You take a snippet of the Quran and everything else is that, you know what I mean? A snippet of the Quran, and I mean, like we take ayat on salat, right? The ayats on salat, and then the way the salat is formulated is in the hadith literature. So me being Ahlul Quran, I'm dedicated to the Quran. I have to, as 554 says, the prophets who submitted judge with it, the Torah, they judge with it and only it, right? I'm not saying the judgment has to be exactly from the law, but it should be based on the law. And the judgment is pretty much like when I don't know, I have to look it up, but with Prophet David and Prophet Solomon, the two people came in to get judgment from them, and God says that Solomon, peace be on, has the right a decision, you know. So the judgment, you judge by the Quran, for example, marriage, right? It doesn't matter how you get married. Marriage is just the main thing. Marriage is the main thing. So what's something else? Dress. It doesn't matter. The dress, I'm gonna do a different video on dressing. Period. You know what I mean? But there's things in the reading that is specific to the Prophet Muhammad and his time period that are not for us, and there's things that are general that is for us to do. Yeah. So if you want to judge, you should judge by what God has said down, or what God has equipped us with, and that is this Quran. So, and in the 548, the reading is an overseer over the other laws. So what we have now, the Bible, the Old Testament and New Testament, the Quran oversees it. It overrides it for us who are Ahlul Quran. Yeah, I guess that's it. Peace.